Hello and happy Sunday. Yesterday I had deadlifts and I was really excited for this day because I haven't been able to deadlift for a few days. Typically I do the deadlifts on Wednesdays, but I had to push it back by about 4 days to Saturday just because I've been having this, pretty serious rib pain on my right rib. It started when I tried to use this new lever belt and I tried to use it on squats, and yeah, it was just digging into my rib cage. I didn't really realize it, maybe because I just had adrenaline pumping through my veins. But I mean, it was pretty much after I did the workout, which was last Sunday, that I started feeling the pain. So when I try to get up in the morning, I'd feel the pain, just throughout the day, trying to twist and things like that. Usually I would just work through that pain, but I decided to be better because I've had injuries in the past that because I wasn't, serious about them initially, they just got worse. So I decided to just, do the right thing, do the strong thing, and stay out of the gym for a few days. I think that was a, pretty good decision. What I decided to do was I tried to, stay out of the gym till, you know, eh, till the pain was such that when I get up in the morning, it wasn't too bad. And of course, that's not very objective. That's somewhat subjective, but I just figured I'd just wait a few days. That was a really good decision. I came in inside today and I felt really strong, honestly. The deadlifts have been going pretty freaking good. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing something right. I think maybe, really focusing on my posterior chain, on my hamstrings, my glutes. Focusing on those conventional deadlifts makes my sumo feel easier or something, but something is feeling very right. Even today, I was still having some discomfort in the ribs, mostly while I was setting up. But I mean, I still felt really strong. And usually I try to, what makes the lift a little bit easier for me is when I, go into the setup with some, with some momentum. So I usually like, really jam myself into position. And that gives some momentum to, take the slack out of the bar and just push the bar at the same time. But I wasn't even doing that momentum thing and I was still feeling really strong. Well, this was my AMRAP set, and I would cap this off at about 1.5, what the minimum recommended is. So on squats, I capped it off at 8. This time I decided to just go for 10. I've been out of the gym for a while. I felt strong enough for 10. Honestly, I could have probably done this one for 15 if I'm being entirely honest. But I just capped it off, and it's mostly because I hit a heavy set of 85% at the start of the workout. So I don't want to like do too much essentially. So I'd hit 425 for double before then going into the jugg on a specific training, and everything is feeling really good. I'm feeling really strong on these deadlifts. I really think I'm good for 495, 500 pounds in competition. So after that, I mean, this was just me playing around. I got this new deadlift slippers and I decided to just try them out on the sumo deadlift. They felt very awkward. I think the balance was just very different. But I did try them out on the conventional deadlifts, and they felt friggin' amazing. Essentially, they have way less, they have a very negligible thickness, so it's almost like you're wearing socks. But then, I mean, they're like the grip is significant, so you can really, screw yourself into the ground. Even though I don't do that too much on deadlifts, but you can really screw yourself into the ground. You feel like you're really locked in place. You feel like your foot is making great contact with the ground. And because you're a little bit closer to the ground, you can imagine, maybe my Vans having a little bit of a little bit of a thickness. So it's almost like I'm doing a little bit of a deficit pull, even though it's a tiny deficit. But I can feel it. Maybe it's just because I got something new and I want to like it. Maybe that's why I'm feeling like it's making a difference. But I do feel like I was able to get into better position on the conventionals. I'm really excited for these slippers because I do want to run a block of conventional pulls, just strengthen my conventional. And I think with the slippers, the sky is the limit. I really think, I mean, the way I smoked the 3x10 on the 315 today, like I mean, the way I smoked it, it was pretty impressive. I was really happy with it. So after the competition, for sure, I'm gonna get into that. And this was me just playing around with the belt, trying to figure out what felt best. And also, like, I mean, I mean, I didn't use the lever belt today because I figured it just doesn't seem to be working for me. So there's no point, trying to, you know, keep banging my head on a wall that seems to not be moving. At least for now, this is not the time to, really experiment too much. So I'm just gonna stick with my trusty, flimsy belt that I've been using since since what, like 5 years ago now, something like that. And it's been working for me for 5 years. It's still gonna be working for me, so I'm just gonna stick with it. Something else I've considered is I've also gotten another belt. I'm going crazy with these belts, but I just want to find something that works, something that's gonna be a sustainable long-term option. So I tried to get another belt this time. This time, typical, the kind of the single prong belt. It's a little bit harder to put on, but it's also more comfortable for me. So I tried that one out a little bit when my rib feel better because I did try it out today and it just didn't feel good. The thick belts just didn't feel good. So when my ribs feel better, I'll try that one out. I think another thing I did wrong with the lever belt was I just had it on too tight. So if you know about lever belts, like you have to like unscrew the hinge and the lever to put it on. Um, so by the time I had set the location of the lever, I was about 5 pounds lighter. And turns out 5 pounds heavier, you do get thicker in the midsection. You do carry a little bit of extra weight, extra tires in the midsection. So I think it was just too tight, just because I've gained some weight essentially. Um, I then tried to unscrew the lever, put it in a little bit of a more comfortable position, and I tried it out yesterday and it felt better. But I'm just gonna hold off on that one until my ribs feel fantastic. Um, yeah, and the next thing I then went into some squats. I tried to use a belt on the squats, but even the super light belt felt very bad. So I just went beltless on the squats, and luckily it was, somewhat lighter day. So it was something I could, go a little bit lighter and still, like, still get a good training stimulus in my quads while not, losing too much power because the midsection wasn't, the midsection wasn't, as I don't know, locked in as it would be with a belt. But still, I went a little bit lighter. Usually, I'll do these at 295 for 3 by 8, but I decided to do 275, but I did more reps instead. So to still get a similar training stimulus, and honestly, I think I probably got a better training stimulus than I would if I went heavier at the lower number of reps, because I felt like my quads were, really, really working this time. I did 3 by 10, then 12, then 10, all beltless. And after this, usually I would do some Nordic curls, but this time I did some leg extensions. So for the quads, because I'm trying to really feed the quads. I feel like my posterior chain is doing very well right now, but I want to then feed my quads. So I'm gonna keep on doing that. And I still do a lot of posterior chain work, a lot of hamstring work. I do the RDLs. I still do the hamstring curls. So there's quite a bit of that. So I think I might have focused a little bit too much on the hamstrings. Just trying to focus on the quads now. But great training day overall. Except for the slight discomfort when I was getting into position with the ribs. I'm feeling really excited about the next training block and yeah, peace.